YouTube. All right, perfect. That was really super duper quick since we moved over to YouTube. Never really sure how quick that one's going to go. Luckily, I was prepared. Hey, everybody out there. If you are tuning in for the first time, welcome to the BBE Live. If you are tuning in and you've been with us before, awesome. Thanks so much for joining us again. If you find this sometime in the future, like in 10 years, cool. You know, maybe we'll still be going, maybe not. We'll see what happens. Anyway, thanks so much again for joining. My name is Thomas Allen. I am one of the directors of the BBE, and I'm coming to you live from Chicago, and I would love it if all of my colleagues and my new friends would introduce themselves.
I'm Leighann, and I'm one of the other directors. I'm the resident flute player, and I'm streaming from Bloomington, Indiana.
Excellent. And I am Brandi Berry Benson, yet another one of the directors of the BBE, hailing in from Chicago, Illinois. I'm super excited to introduce you guys to Continuo, viol extraordinaire, plays with everybody on the East Coast, Arnie Tanimoto, and also another extraordinaire of the Continuo, harpsichordist, also plays with everybody on the East Coast, Marc Bellassai at Towson. And thank you guys for joining us, also known as my Baroque Mountainside buddies. Shout out to all the Mountainside Baroque people that are watching or will be watching after the fact. So
yeah, is it Ryan? Ryan said he was going to tune in, I think.
Yeah. Hey, Ryan, if you're out there. And maybe Kevin Payne, maybe Lyle and Pat, I don't know, you know, let us know, write some comments and, you know, participate as you would like as well.
All right, cool.
No questions, though.
No questions from you guys.
No, Ryan specifically said he was going to tune in to see how many people got things wrong. So don't worry, we stumped him on our show too, so he can't say anything.
Right.
All right, well, without further ado, let's go ahead and kick off the party.
Nottingham Mail, boys, Nottingham Mail. No liquor on earth is like Nottingham Mail. Nottingham Mail, boys, Nottingham Mail. No liquor on earth is like Nottingham Mail.
Yeah, of course I redid it for the holidays. So anyway, with that, let's kick it off with Leighann.
All right, so my game is The Secret Lives of Composers. But since it's December and the holiday season is upon us, it is going to be a special edition of Christmas carols. I know you guys have all played Christmas carols hundreds of times, but have you paid attention to who actually wrote them? So, are you guys ready for the first question? So, the jaunty tune, Deck the Halls, dates back to 16th century Wales. It is adapted from Nos Galan, which was a New Year's Eve song with lines like, "Oh, how soft my fair one's bosom, fa la 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 la, la la la."
Title 9. Oh.
Which were eventually transformed into Yuletide wishes like "Deck the halls with boughs of holly, la 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 la." It appears in 2 editions of musical and poetic relics of the Welsh bards, respectively in 1784 and 1794. By a harpist in London who had a strong interest in the traditional music of his native Wales. This composer specifically aimed at recording and popularizing Welsh folk music. He collected and preserved over 200 melodies. Nos Galan, also known as Deck the Halls, appeared in his collections as a theme and variations for harp with accompanying text for vocal performance. Which composer adapted Deck the Halls into the well-known Christmas carol we sing today? But first, a little thinking music for you. Any guesses from our guests?
Well, I'll not lie to you. I think that this is a very tricky bit of question here. Yes, my harp skills are a bit rusty. Arnie, you want to go?
No.
I think it's either A or
rightio. B. Rightio. I'll make a wild guess for Thomas Oliphant.
Okay. Any other guesses?
Okay, that's
If
bad.
not Thomas Oliphant, I'll say Edward Jones. But I don't think it's I don't think it's C or D.
Because like you said, so it's Welsh, but then you said it was published in England. So I'm thinking it's Jones because I don't know the origin of Oliphant, and I'm assuming Jones is more English than that's what I'm going for. So I'm going to go with B. I'm with you, Arnie.
I mean, I know what the answer is.
You do?
Yeah.
Oh, that's not fair.
I figured she did actually. So.
The answer is in fact Edward Jones.
Yeah.
Oh.
This was a trick question because Thomas wrote the English lyrics. Wolfgang, I believe, he popularized the tune in a violin sonata, but I haven't checked that. Brandi, do you know about that?
Oh, I'm gonna check that because I didn't know that. No.
I read something about that, and then Haydn arranged it under the title Nos Galan. So it was a little bit of a tricky question, but the answer was Edward Jones. All right. Let's move on.
One of the many blind harp players in Wales, apparently. There are a lot of blind harp players there.
All right, so the next question. Hark, the Herald Angels Sing, another well-known and well-loved Christmas carol, has been around for centuries. Many people attribute the text to the well-known hymn writer Charles Wesley. In 1739, Wesley wrote a poem by the title of Hark, How All the Welkin Ring, Glory to the King of Kings. However, no one really knew what a welkin was, making the text not that memorable. The poem would not gain popularity until 14 years later, when the text was modified into Hark the Herald Angels Sing, Glory to the Newborn King. However, this now popular text had no specific tune that it was sung to. Instead, it was customary in the 18th century to use any tune with the same meter. So what tune one uses, of course, makes a difference in the popularity or memorability of the carol. It would be quite a while, like more than a century, before the tune we associate with Hark the Herald Angels Sing would be written. What composer wrote this famous tune for Hark the Herald Angels Sing? And there's a bonus. What was the tune originally written for? Was the composer Henry John Gauntlet, Hector Berlioz, Felix Mendelssohn, or William Kirkpatrick? But a little thinking.
Well, go ahead.
Any guesses? Any guesses?
I feel like
Okay.
I know this one, so I'm gonna hold off because we did curating this program, and I think I remember the bonus as well. But so I will
Okay.
hold on.
Arnie, you want to go, or I know this one.
You know, I have no idea.
This is a good one. This is a great one. Mendelssohn, am I right?
Yes.
Okay, the end. He wrote Gutenberg, ein guter Mensch. Right? Gutenberg, ein guter Mensch.
Right. So it was for commemorate the 400th
Right.
anniversary of the Gutenberg printing press.
Good question. Excellent question.
Oh, wow.
Let's see if anybody. Oh, and a quick shout out to Jeff and Shelley Dilks. They're in here, and also Millen Wellman.
Hey, Millen, you're a violin guy, right?
Yeah,
One of our
Millen.
mountainside-
Don't retract your message. Keep guessing the trivia too. There you go.
Also, bonus points for anybody who catches my fail in spelling the word Harold as opposed to the name Harold.
Well, I parked my Welkin like.
Oh, that was a
blocks
trick. He wanted us to think that it was Hector Berlioz, Harold.
Exactly. I was like rushing through to get this done, and I don't know if it's autocorrect or just me, but I can't wait for the trolls to find this one. This will be great. All right, sorry. Anyway, go on, Leighann.
All right. My last question. Okay, so perhaps one of the best known Christmas carols of all time, Silent Night, has been translated into 44 languages. It was written on Christmas Eve back in 1818 when an Austrian church organist and composer had to quickly rearrange the planned music for the Christmas Eve service when the church organ in the small village broke down. Needing music to go along with the poetic lyrics of Catholic priest Reverend Joseph Moore, this composer quickly composed a new melody for 2 solo voices, a choir, and a guitar. Had that organ not broken down, this simple, loving, and tender song about the true meaning of Christmas would never have been written. Who was the composer who wrote Silent Night? But a little thinking music first. Any guesses?
Do you have Watkins ale?
Who is Franz Gruber?
Bingo.
Yeah.
Only because it's the only German sound.
Exactly.
I tried to give you clues.
Franz Gruber.
Yes. Very good. So this is because, you know, we play these carols, but we probably don't pay attention who actually wrote them. So
True.
now we know. All right, Thomas, you're up.
All right, well, I didn't do so bad on that one, so it's not so much revenge, but this is my game, y'all. This is called Thomas's Revenge with Cat Doppelgängers. And so how we play this game is when I go to the next screen, Mark and Arnie and friends at home, I'm going to have a list on the left side of your screen of 3 composers' names, and then we're going to listen to a mystery tune. It may not be a mystery because maybe you know it, or maybe it is a mystery. And then we're going to take a stab at who it was. I'll do a big reveal of the composer as well as who is performing the piece. And then my chosen cat doppelganger, which reflects my mood at the time. So with that one, going into this one, here's your first set of composers. This is clearly a English concoction that's going to come at you. I'm going to play the whole thing because it's not that long. And then as soon as it's over, there's no waiting music because you had basically a minute to think about it. So here we go. Here's your mystery tune number 1.
This little babe, so sweet and old, has come to rifle Satan's fold. All that the fat is Christmas week, who he himself won't put to shame. For in this week, undaunted wise, the gates of hell he will surprise. With dizzy tides, it's a feeling, it is restless, for she is like a shot, he describes, and his lungs go taking place. His social little sense, when it's evening, the people face his joyous deed.
If you know it, don't say anything yet, but anybody have any guesses who don't know it? For sure.
I don't know it for sure. The second I heard harp, I was thinking, oh, it must be Britten. But then when I started hearing the actual voices, I started doubting myself.
I'm good at this part of the game.
That's exactly what I thought too, Arnie.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, it must be
that
Britten.
one thing that like the sopranos and harp do. But I'm gonna make a total wild guess and say Rafe Vaughan Williams.
One of my favorites. Very good.
I'm still
Brian?
gonna guess. Oh, go ahead.
Oh,
I'm gonna stick to Britten. I'll just
Right.
go.
Me too. Me too, Britten.
Mark and Brandi?
I'm going to go with Britten.
All right, so 3 Brittens and a Williams. Well, guess what? It was Britten.
Ah,
And it's from his Ceremony of Carols, which was the treble version, but he also wrote for 4-part mixed choir as well. This is like, if you're a singer, you've done this at some point in your life. But it's really cool. We had to listen to the whole thing because when he gets into the 3-part echo, I'm just like, that's so epic. Yeah, it's the other. There's some really other good movements for that one too, but it's always harp with the singers, which is really great. And so, for my doppelganger, I decided to go with the medieval cat playing not quite a harp, but a what is that? Oh God, no,
Psaltery.
thank you,
Psaltery.
thank you. I was like, I tried to find one with a harp, and it's not even. I'm not even sure if it's a. It kind of looks like a monkey, but I'm pretty sure it's a cat. I'm sure. We'll go with that. We'll go with that. I know. Well, that was, but then the tail and the other parts, like, it's a monkey, or it's a cat. It's a cat. It's totally a cat. All right, cool. So here is a clip. So this is about 40 seconds worth of a clip. Clearly, we've gone into the German, Austro-German, and also the classical repertoire. So here is your mystery tune. I'm really excited that we're doing this year for Christmas because now I'm discovering all kinds of crazy Christmas pieces that I didn't know existed. All right, any guesses on this one?
You know, when I heard the instrument, the extra percussion stuff, I thought this was Leopold Mozart. I thought this was like Toy Symphony. Have you guys ever done that? That's like a totally.
I've heard it. I've never
piece.
done, of course.
No, I'm totally at sea between A and B. I'm totally.
Of course. Wow.
Flip a coin.
I know it sounds very Viennese, so it could be either of them.
Right. You guess one, I'll guess the other.
Yeah. Okay. Fine. I'll go with Haydn.
No, Mozart. It's got to be Mozart. Arnie.
Sorry, what did you say, Brandi?
I think it's Mozart.
You think it's Mozart? So 2 Mozarts and a Haydn, Leighann?
I am going to go with Haydn.
You're going to go with, 2 Mozarts, 2 Haydns? And guess what? It was, in fact, Mozart. I was like, what is this, really? And I was like,
anyone tell? Don't they all sound the same?
I know.
Sleigh Ride? It's called
Yes.
Sleigh Ride?
That's its sort of nickname. I was thinking, Haydn does all the crazy shit like Surprise Symphony and all the other things like that. I was like, maybe I'll stump them on this one, but
yeah, maybe there was a surprise that you just didn't get to in that clip.
yeah, he brings out the Canadian geese.
Da-dum.
Yeah, and so for my cat doppelganger, of course, this was the cat that was performing in the CD with his sleigh bells. So excellent, good job, y'all. Not bad. We survived my gauntlet of fire, and now it's time to move on to Brandi's, where everybody has a 33.3% chance of getting it right.
Right. 0.3333 to infinity. So my game is Bach. Buxtehude. I don't really have anything for Buxtehude, but usually the third composer is represented by Falcorn.
Yes.
All right. So yeah, there is, 3 chances. Those are your 3 possibilities, and yeah, let's get to it. All right. So first question: which composer's oratorio scores are lost, but the librettos still survive? Is it Bach, or is it Beethoven, or Buxtehude?
I go Buxtehude. I go Buxtehude.
Because I don't know of any Buxtehude oratorios, so can't be
Big books, no whammies.
I don't know about Beethoven. Yeah, I'm gonna go with Buxtehude.
Leighann, Thomas?
I'm going to go with Buxtehude.
I mean, I'm going to go with Buxtehude because everybody else says it, but my gut says I really want to say Beethoven, but it's probably Buxtehude.
Well, you guys are correct. A clean sweep for Buxtehude. Beethoven wrote 1 oratorio, the Mount of Olives, and but that survives. So, yes, I knew you would go for sure not Bach, and the question would be between Buxtehude and Beethoven.
Yeah.
All right, the next question. Which composer wrote more canons than the other two? Was it Bach, Beethoven, or Buxtehude?
Do we go quality or quantity?
I think it's quantity.
Or quantity. Okay. What do you think? I'm saying Bach.
I'm
I'll
saying
go for
Bach.
Bach.
No of Buxtehude canons.
Bach.
Yeah.
All right, another clean sweep. It is Mr. J.S. Bach. So, and Buxtehude did write 2 canons. So, you know, and Beethoven wrote 5. So, cool. And then the last question. Which composer took after his father and later became organist of the same town that his father had been the town organist in? Was it Bach, Beethoven, Buxtehude?
Buxtehude.
That's tricky.
Yeah,
that's a
and by
tricky
father,
one.
do you mean father-in-law?
And I do mean father.
Literally father.
Because-
I could be totally
can't-
wrong.
Took
Is
after
that-
his father and later became organist of the same town as his.
I thought that was Beethoven. I could be wrong. Didn't Beethoven play the organ?
I don't think he did.
Did he play the organ?
Oh, Beethoven as an organist. And obviously, it's not Bach because I don't think Bach's parents were from any of those places. Where
Beethoven should have played the organ. If he didn't, you know,
Failure.
he had no one to play. Think of the money he could have made on
But
Sundays.
Didn't Buxtehude marry like
Right, the daughter-in-law. Right.
the daughter of whatever his name is. I'm gonna go with Buxtehude.
Beethoven.
Buxtehude.
Buxtehude.
Okay, you guys are all right.
All right, the Buxtehude folks win. It
Yeah.
Yes.
Excellent. Yes. All right. Well, you
Which
survived.
town was this?
Huh?
Which town was this? It wasn't.
Oh,
Lubeck,
don't
was
ask me to pronounce it. It starts with like and has like one of the little slashy things towards the end on the O.
Ugeberg.
Whatever. I
Ugeberg.
have no idea. Something, you
Fair
know,
enough.
Danish, German sounding.
Up there.
Yes, but it's, I know it ends in like G, O with the slash and R and starts with an H.
Helsingborg.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm Texan. I can't pronounce anything. So
Wait, what? How many fingers am I holding up? How many fingers?
well, 8 fingers and 2 thumbs.
Oh. Nice save.
It's
Good
like,
save.
you know, anatomy, I don't even know what they like by musician standards, right? Like fingerings, and like for violin, only 4 of them really count. I don't know.
You know, you wanted to say 10 instead of 10.
Yes.
10, right?
10.
10.
Now we're at the part of the show where we ask you all of your family secrets, you know, your hidden offshore accounts, you know, all that stuff. About like your special contraband that you'll be, you know, slipping under the computer screen to us later. So, and what we like to ask people is like, you know, what would you have been up to if we weren't under a pandemic, or what are you up to now, or any quirky, you know, hobbies that you.
Messiah. Everybody would have been doing Messiah.
I wish I could say that. I've only ever had one Messiah season in my professional career. Because for those of you who don't know, I also played cello. And I have a feeling, even if we weren't facing this pandemic, I still wouldn't have a Messiah season. But that's okay. I can live with that.
Okay. I've never had one.
The mistake I always make to all my Traverso friends was like, "Oh, are you playing lots of Messiahs?"
This morning, I was getting in the shower and I told Siri, I was like, play classical choral music, because I've been making a concerted effort to listen to a lot of it today. And like all of a sudden, like, "Oh Thou the Tellest" comes on, and I was like, "Oh, we're doing that. Okay." So I literally just sang Messiah in the shower this morning. So there was my Messiah for the season.
There you go. Do it. Yeah. I mean, I've only ever played the Mozart version once. And I mean, think it should be done more often.
Yeah,
The
I'd
Mozart
love to
one?
Play it more.
And Leighann could play more messiahs.
Oh, he adds.
Yeah, it's like flutes and
Clarinets.
That's a doctoral DMA question that I would not have gotten right.
That'll be for next week. Now you get to decide what trivia questions we'll ask next. For no, I'm just kidding.
1980s music. 1980s.
So Arnie, since you don't play messiahs, what do you usually do around Christmas? Do you play like parties or nothing, or what happens?
I do. I think random church things. It's always different. Last year, was it last year? I think so. Yeah, December of 2019. I got my favorite thing that I got to do was a Charpentier program, voices and viols, and that was really nice. That was a real treat. But I wish I could do that every year. But
Sure. Those are nice. How about you, Mark? Yeah.
I have to say, I'm happy to do other stuff. I'm glad to hear about the Charpentier because, right, I mean, between Vivaldi Glorias and Messiahs, at one point in my life, I did too many Messiahs. I think I got kind of a little burned. The Messiah hangover.
yeah, in small doses, Messiah is great.
Bingo. Yeah, it's still a great piece, just like Stairway to Heaven. But no, I'm just planning for next semester with my students here at Towson. We just did about a week ago, before the school closed down, we did a bunch of video recordings of some medieval stuff. And that was great. We've got, because we don't have early music majors at the school, but a lot of the composition majors take early music ensemble. And so we have composers who are learning how to play the harp and the psaltery and doing this medieval counterpoint that they love. They're like, what is this? Whoa, can you do that? That's like, so planning next semester.
Are y'all meeting in person-ish, hybrids kind of situation, or what's the lay of the land where you are?
For us, it's been face to face, but distanced and so forth, and everybody. But there's the really pretty rigid protocols in place for doing it. But the video that they did came out pretty well considering that, right? I mean, but yeah, for next semester, it's face to face, but very, controlled.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
That's cool. What have you been doing in the meantime, outside of teaching?
Me? I'm writing a paper on, here the geek light goes on. Here's the geek light.
Oh, I think I know what this is about.
Right. Well,
this is what you've been telling me about.
Right. Yeah,
Yes.
exactly. We'll see if it comes to anything. It might be totally trash, but I'm looking at the string quartet, the earliest string quartets that have basso continuo with them, right? Everybody knows about the Haydn Opus 1, and which may or may not even really be string
Mark
quartets.
suffers from lots of what we call FOMO.
There we go. Exactly. I don't want to miss out. Give me some more.
Yeah.
But this is like, that would be the coolest thing to do. String quartets, like, what is the earliest string quartet? Ooh, trivia question. What is the earliest string quartet?
Ooh, I do not know.
Me neither, right? I'm still looking.
Let's make it up right now. Anybody got a guess?
Galaxy far, far away. Leopold's.
Earlier, way earlier though, right? Earlier stuff. Right?
Yeah.
Like Mozart before the divorce. You know about Mozart's divorce, right?
Not that much.
No.
Was it a result of his string quartet, which was the first one ever written?
Exactly. See?
Okay.
Totally. That marriage was on the skids already. Right?
And that's
Okay.
what I want to hear, Mark. Is like, as you're reading through these history books, just like the commentary, like, well, that one was gonna end. Oh, that one. Yeah.
Exactly. Dr. Phil would have had some good advice for them, right? But
Yeah, exactly. Make sure you take time together.
Exactly.
Boundaries.
it's not all about music, right?
Yeah.
What about you, Brandi? Are you like planning stuff?
I'm always planning stuff and working on stuff. I mean, I'm teaching online, so I have actually a few instructional books. I have told you all about the right hand for the bow that I'm still working
What's
on.
that?
Kind of the right hand for the bow that I'm still kind of working on in pieces.
Oh, cool.
But then also for group classes, for actually the Old Town School where I teach, I'm putting together, because there's a violin track that I basically had created for the school, that where people can choose a fiddle track or a violin track. So with the different levels, it includes a lot of arrangements that I've made of various pop tunes and movies and things like that. So been doing a bit of arranging as well that will go into that book or series of books, really. So, and I've been composing quite a bit. So.
What do you compose? What kind of music you write?
A lot of it's very like folk and classical inspired.
Cool.
But yeah, so I've been working on that too, like kind of, and then also an arrangement of the La Furstenberg, that tune.
Sure. Yeah.
Yeah, so I made a violin arrangement of that, a solo violin arrangement of that, and then the original stuff is very, like the most recent one is long form. It's like a play off of the long form fiddle tune that Kenny Baker popularized actually, and it takes it through different tempo changes and very so there's it's very much like that folk and classical like combination of style and stuff like that.
That's great. But Arnie has a bunch of friends who just graduated from the Schola who do composition, right?
Yeah.
I know of some people at the school. Yes.
Right? Like Nathan. What's his name? Nathan.
Yes.
Nice.
That they don't necessarily blend folk and classical, but they do more of the historically informed composing, like Pardon.
Well, so Arnie, what would you compose?
Not me, but
what are you going to compose? You have to compose something. It's required.
Is it?
Yeah.
If anything, what I would rather get into is transcriptions. That's something that I feel like we need more of.
Mm-hmm.
Christmas carols.
Why not? I have on my music stand over there my teacher at the school, Paolo Pandolfo's transcriptions of the Bach cello suites for gambas. So that's one of my projects.
Nice.
Yes, very good.
Very cool. And how about you, Mark? What are you composing?
Well, you pushed the wrong button now. Now you're not going to be able to shut me up. Because you know what I think? I think everybody who gets a degree in music, right? After 2 years of music theory, anybody can compose stuff. Why doesn't everybody compose stuff? Everybody should be composing. I mean, I would love to hear another cycle of Bach cantatas. I love it. But, if you want your audiences to stick around, you got to give them something new. And there's no reason why all of the people in the orchestra can't compose something for their own instrument, right? I would love to hear your string quartet, the Brandi Berry string quartet, right? I want to hear it.
Yeah.
You should totally do it.
Well, I'll do one. I'll do
Okay.
one.
You're hired. Put continuo in there, though.
I'll make sure there's some continuo in there too.
Some figures in the bass.
Yeah.
Your favorite key, Brandi? Would it be in B major?
No. In fact, actually, truly what my favorite key is B flat major. I really like the sound of B flat major. I hate B major. And I hate it, especially before the COVIDs, right? Like when people were able to still get together at bluegrass jams. I remember there was one jam in particular, one guy, like it just sat well in his voice and he called everything in the key of B. And I just wanted to take that little capo off his guitar and just like.
Well, German, it's B. B is B flat, right?
Yeah.
So there, the B just surrounds me. So
There we go.
Yes.
B flat is a nice sound. I really like that. I like that sound. So it's a very loving, magnificent sound.
Yes.
Depends on the temperament, right?
Depends on the temperament. Yeah. And,
But we won't talk about temperament.
We won't talk about it. Well,
Yeah, that's
good.
not even the topic.
I don't know.
Speaking of divorces.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, speaking of divorce.
Speaking of murder.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. Well, what have you been up to in New York, Arnie?
Not a lot, as you can imagine. Not a lot of playing. My roommate and I have recently really gotten into this whole like Myers-Briggs personality type analyses. Does everyone know their 4 letters? No.
I was
No.
I was terrified. I didn't want to take it because I thought I was going to
You
get
should take it. I'm
judgmental.
gonna send you. Oh, but you know the thing, people misinterpret those. You have to like read up on it, and they don't. Yeah. It's
Yeah.
really interesting and very revealing and insightful.
What did you get? What did you get?
For those who know it, I'm INTP.
So, what do those letters stand for? again?
Introvert, intuitive, thinking, perceiving. You can look it up. I'll send you some really cool articles on it.
Nice.
So yeah, I haven't been doing a lot of music, but I've been doing that and watching Seinfeld and Star Trek also with my roommates. As you can see. Yeah.
There you go.
Yes. Living in the 90s.
I mean, Mandalorian. Any watching Mandalorian?
No.
No?
I saw we watched the original trilogy because one of our roommates had never seen it before. So last week, 3 nights in a row.
Weird. Okay. Well, that was good. That was good of you to do that for your
We
roommate.
had to educate her. Yeah.
That's right.
Wait, do you guys know the Irish comedian Aisling B? Do any of you guys know her?
No.
Aisling B. Oh, you will crack up. There's her stuff is all over the place on those little shorts that the BBC puts out. Aisling B. If you like Irish comedy, that's it. That was for Ryan. I just said that for Ryan, if he's watching.
Irish comedy. I knew there. Oh, Jeff and Shelley said they knew there was a reason they liked you because of the INTP. I think they are as well.
Ah, bingo.
I'm creating a database, so I need everyone to send me their.
Yeah. Well, I will take the test. You know,
I'll
take
send you a link.
for Arnie. Yeah.
Yes.
And you can say like, did Brandi answer the questions correctly?
Oh, that's Jay.
No,
That's
it's gonna
Jay.
be. I need this so that like when we're actually able to meet in person and play together, and like we're in rehearsals, and we have like disputes or something. It's like okay, that's why she brought it up like
Of
that.
course you would say that. You're such an INTP.
I know exactly.
Jay, let's Jay in measure 27.
That's right. Could you stop being so P right now?
Yeah.
You always say that. Forget.
Wait, but do you bring the bell with you when you come to performances,
does.
Mark? Oh, really?
Now I
Just kidding.
do.
I wish.
That's going to be the
Metaphorically,
next
he does.
thing. Now, see, you've
Yeah.
just started a thing. That's going to be it.
You know, because Bell is in his name. He just can't help it.
How very intuitive of you.
Yes, that's right.
Yeah, I'm gonna send you the link, and I'm gonna guess your type before you take it.
Oh, you should. And then tell me afterwards what you guessed.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. This will be fun. And then in the next edition, we'll all come back and talk about how we took the whatever it's called. The
Virus Spriggs test. Yeah.
Virus.
the virus Spriggs test.
Yes.
Do you know that's mother and daughter that invented that test?
Yeah.
It's a mother and a daughter.
Oh, nice. I did not know
Totally
that.
cool. Yeah.
Of course, the women's would.
Yeah.
You know, who knows people's personality types more than a mother and a daughter? And then we'll,
Them and Carl Jung. Yeah.
yeah, exactly. Well, do you guys have anything coming up that you would like to let people know about? You know?
Crickets chirping.
Exactly right.
Yeah.
Get some bells.
I have a really good recipe I could share. No.
I have
No,
nothing
just-
to share, unfortunately. I don't really have anything.
No worries. How about like past, you know, if people want to see you having played, you know, like a recording.
Yeah, this fall there's certainly a lot of online content. That's some of it what I think is interesting is a lot of groups do like temporary things. So like they'll do a live stream and then it gets taken down, which I like because I don't
Right.
want things to stay up there.
Right.
Yeah.
Or what's that thing that they do where you can see it once, you can watch it once, and it disappears after that, or they'll play it on the radio.
Snapchat.
Like the
Yeah, I was like Snapchat.
oh, serves me right for not.
Temporary video.
So clearly Mark is on Snapchat if you want to hit him up at.
Yeah. Which is your safe username? I'm just kidding.
What? Okay, now I know what I have to learn about.
Yeah, that's right. That's your homework.
I think Snapchat's probably out in the next 5 years. Everyone's moved on to the TikTok.
Oh, TikTok.
yeah.
Now that would be something. That would be cool. You get your cats in that. Right?
I've never understood TikTok. Isn't it just sort of like Vine?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's the same I think it's the
Like
same
tiny
concept
little
as when
clips.
like
Yeah.
who is it? Katy Perry had oh gosh, who's now I'm missing the rapper's name, Missy Elliot. She had Missy Elliot on her halftime show a few years ago after Missy Elliot was out of the camera for like a decade, and suddenly all these like 18-year-olds were like, oh man, that Missy Elliott is amazing. She's gonna be so hot and like coming up. And the rest of us who grew up in like the 80s and 90s were like, Missy Elliott has always been really awesome. This is like they're discovering Vine, but in the form of TikTok. So like,
Right.
I kind of butchered that explanation a little bit, mostly because I couldn't remember Missy Elliott's name. Sorry, I may edit this out later.
Cool. Any parting words of wisdom you would like to share?
For your holiday cooking, 3 ingredients. 3 ingredients is best. Don't use more than 3 ingredients.
I disagree. It depends on what you're making.
3 ingredients. Keep it to 3.
You're only putting 3 ingredients in your panettone, or your
Well, butter.
Christmas pudding.
Right? Sugar, butter, flour. Bam. You're done.
Very keto friendly, you know.
See, yeah. There we go.
With all that sugar.
I mean,
Can't you eat keto? Can't you eat sugar?
Can't you eat keto?
No, that's very bad on keto.
You can, but just like this much.
That's a lot.
That's still too much right there, actually.
Right? That's like
this much.
shh.
oh, we do have 2 keto people on that side of the screen.
Wait, who else is keto?
It's tilting. Now it's
This is-
Oh, Arnie, I've done keto a few times. I actually really like it. I stopped doing it for the most part, though, but I definitely really liked it a lot.
Cool.
Yeah.
So you're letting yourself maybe eat this much sugar. As opposed to like
No, I still don't really eat much sugar at all. It helped me get off of it totally, but for the most part. But like I do actually have like I have keto chocolate around here. I still use like
Nice.
fake sugar in my in all my stuff. So and I don't
just
add
had
sugar.
cheat days for my real sugar. I tried the
What?
fake stuff and felt funny after eating it. So
You get used to it. It's like wine. It's just an acquired taste. After a
Right.
while, you're like, okay,
you have
this
your
is fine.
stevia and your monk fruit.
monk fruit, right? I've heard of that one.
monk fruit. That's what I can get behind. I like the monk fruit actually. Yeah, that's cool. But I bet you it doesn't make you feel like wine does.
No, it's not. And I have to have wine sometimes. So.
There you go.
And 'tis the season for Glühwein.
Yeah.
Oh yes, yes.
Yeah.
Ausgezeichnet.
Vin chaud. Yeah.
I have no idea what you just said there, but it sounded great. Well, excellent. Well, cool. If you have any last parting words, otherwise, we can call it for today.
Miss you guys, all of you. And a shout out to the, like you said, to the Cumberland guys, Lyle and Pat and Marcia Spain Bell and everybody.
Yes,
We're thinking
Marcia,
about
yes.
you,
We
right?
are thinking about you very much.
Love.
You know, love you guys.
Yeah, to all those folks, Martha and Brian as well. Shelly and Jeff, of course, who are on here with us, and Brian.
Lynn.
Yeah, all you guys. We can't wait to Sarah wherever you
Sarah.
are. Somewhere-
Sarah in Texas, is that right?
Yeah, somewhere in
Yes.
Texas.
She's in Texas? Darn it.
According to Facebook.
Yeah, she just moved.
Yes. Yeah.
Austin, maybe?
Yes, that's what.
At that burrito. Did you see that burrito she was eating? Man, that was bigger than my head. She should
Yes.
send me some to share.
You
I mean,
know,
come on. Season of sharing.
bigger down there in Texas. Everything. Everything. All right. Well, cool. Well, it's good to
Never
see you guys. Until we meet again, until we reunite after the COVIDs have left us, or we figure out how to not let them get us. Either way, you
Or
know.
we just super spread. No, I'm just kidding. I didn't say that.
All right. Well, with that, let's just, until we meet again.
Take it easy.
Yeah.
All right, and as we sign off, everybody else free to jump off if they'd like to. I'm going to stick around for a second because we have put together special Christmas music for everybody out there. This one is, I think it's just Brandi and Leighann, or is somebody else on this track?
Nope, that's two. Yeah, in celebration of our carol. So we'll mention the BBE Live. Tune in next week because we will have Krista Patton as our guest. You'll also have another carol for your listening and viewing pleasure next week. And then the following week, December 18th, come back to BBE Live because we have a very special Carols edition where we will be reading a Chicago-themed Christmas story. 'Twas the week before Christmas. And, and some carol fun. And you may see some of our board members also get to have fun with a little bit of trivia as well. So make sure to tune back in. And let's hear a little carol.